हेलो फ्रेंड्स, तो आज हम इंग्लिश का चैप्टर 1 द वेट्स दैट वोन अर्थ का चैप्टर शुरू करने वाले हैं। चलिए सेकंड पेज से शुरू हो रहा है। यहाँ से आज सिर्फ रीडिंग करेंगे। इसका पहला चैप्टर का 6 पेज का चैप्टर है, यहाँ तक हुआ। चलिए रीडिंग करते हैं। The Vijayanagara Empire was renowned for its glory, wealth, and cultural achievement. Among its many illustrious rulers, King Krishnadeva Raya ruled 1509 to 90. He stood out as a wise and powerful monarch. His region is often referred to as the Golden Era. The Vijayanagara Empire, time when art, literature, and architecture flourished. A great patron of learning, Krishnadeva Raya was not only an eminent warrior but also a gifted poet. His works such as Epic Amukta Malyada and the Sanskrit drama Jambavati Pariniyam are acclaimed even today. Krishnadeva Raya's court was home to 8 celebrated poets, collectively known as Apsadigas. These poets, Alisana Padana, Denai Ramakrishna, enriched the literary tradition with their masterpieces. Denai Ramakrishna, in particular, was known for its quick wit and humor, and earning him a special place in the king's court as both a poet and a witty advisor. His clever solution to seemingly insurmountable problems made him a beloved figure in the empire's history. Even the wise rulers have faced moments of disharmony, and at such time the king had quarreled with his queen Tirumambal over a seemingly tribal matter. For weeks he did not utter a single word to her, and in his frustration stopped visiting her altogether. His absence cast a shadow over the palace, and the once cheerful corridors seemed quiet and forgotten. Tirumambal, disturbed and upset, tried her best to resolve the issue but failed. With no other alternative, she decided to seek the help of Tenai Rama. The court, brilliant and witty poet Rama, listened patiently as the queen recounted the incident in detail. The king wrote a poem. She began, her voice trembling. It was filled with vague expressions, sun, moon, stars, beautiful sky, but it made no sense when he tried reciting it to its minister. They all avoided him, making excuses. I was late even when he came to me seeking an audience. He began reciting to me, but I was so exhausted after trying tiring day that I yawned not once but several times. The king thought I disrespected his poem and drama. Since then, he was not spoken to me. I had known this could happen. I could have chosen another day. Help me, please, Rama. Only you can help the king understand. Rama nodded thoughtfully. If you like, I will try my best. Resolve the matter, Your Highness, but I need a well-planned approach and may need time to find the right strategy. Then the queen who had placed her last hope in Rama agreed and thanked him profusely. The next morning, the royal court was bustling with activity. Ministers, soldiers, and courtiers filled with courtroom. Its intricately carved pillars towering towards the high ceiling. Rays of sunlight streamed through the open windows, illuminating The floor adorned with liquid eggs. Despite the living chatter, the attention hung in the air. King sat on his ornate throne, his expression stern, his sharp eyes scanning the room. It was evident that unresolved quarrel still frowned at him. The court discussion was centered on improving paddy cultivation in the empire. One by one, the minister rose to present their ideas. Some suggested expanded irrigation network, while others advocated for better manure. Admit these suggestion everyone with a suggestion. Then stood quite at the edge of the court, observing everyone with an amused mind. Finally, the king called upon Rama, and the chatter in the court died down. All turned to him. Rama approached the throne, carrying a plate full paddy seeds, bowing low. He began, "Your Majesty, I bring you a one-time paddy seeds. If this sown yield will be 3 times greater than current result." Murmur said with the through the room. One of the court is known for his sarcasm, whispered just loud enough to be heard. "I wonder if these magic seeds." Next he claimed they grow without water. Another muttered perhaps he found them on the moon. Sneakers repelled through the court. The king frowned unimpressed. "That sounds absurd," he muttered. "Such a cultivation could need special soil manure and pest and insect repellent. By chance something were to go wrong, farmers could suffer." Rama smiled and faced that may be true, but Your Majesty, but the real issue not with the insects themselves, but with the person who sold them. A hush fell over the court as Rama's word hung in the air. The king's eyebrows furrowed. "What is wrong with the person who sold the seed? Speak clearly, Rama," he roared. Rama glanced around the court, his sharp gaze meeting the skeptical eyes of the courtiers. One who were so seeds without proper care, no one could heap a good harvest, he said, pausing for effort. "And what if the person had a habit of yawning while sowing good?" The seeds scattered unevenly in the court erupted into laughter. The audience subsequently replaced by genuine amusement. Even the king caught up the guard, sighed, and instead of yawn, Rama watched him keenly, then continued, "Your Majesty, is there anyone who does not yawn? It is necessary." The king experienced a religion turned his mind raced back to the quarrel with the queen. He remembered scolding her harshly for yawning while he recited his poem. He realized how unfair he had been. That yawning was not a sign of disrespect. I could have taken a gesture so personally that he thought raised his feeling in his heart. That evening, the king approached the queen with a softened expression. He began his voice gentle. "I have been foolish. I see now. I overrated. Let my pride be so sorry." The king waited long for his moment. Smiled, replied, "If you like, you can leave the quarrel behind us. I could have much to listen your poem." Rama, who had orchard his settlement, felt victorious. The king and queen later presented him with valuable gifts for His service the royal couple beyond was restored and the palace brimmed once again with joy and laughter. Renard, well known, illustrates, respected and famous, patron supporter, invented, famous, insurmountable, and undefeatable, trivial, unimportant, forlorn, lonely, distraught, upset, vague, unclear, startup, planned, purposely in a large amount, bustling, busy, intricately, intricately, in a detailed manner, execute, fine and attractive, ornate, decorative, grand, air, bothered, yield, air, harvest, suscrum, mockery, sneakers, surprise, laugher, abstract, illogical, unpaged, not worried, furrowed, winkled, skeptical, doubtful, kingly, intensively, gesture, and movement of hand or the head to express an idea or meaning. Orchard, arranged, brimmed, overflowed. सब फ्रेंड्स, अगर आपको ये वीडियो अच्छा लगा तो प्लीज़ लाइक करें और मेरा चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। आपसे जल्दी से जल्दी नेक्स्ट वीडियो में मिलते हैं।